It's Monday, September 15th. Ottawa police will be at St. Mark High School in Manotick today after a threat was issued in response to social media posts made by a staff member. All the latest on the school board's response.
This land will help lower costs for builders and, most importantly, lower the rents and new home prices for Canadian families.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announces the federal government is creating a new federal agency to combat Canada's housing crisis as MPs return to Parliament Hill today.
We've started this business 2 years ago. However, the idea of it started a long time ago. Getting to this point takes a while.
And your morning, your coffee. We are taking you to 5 great coffee shops in Ottawa this week, starting off with Beyond Café in Orléans. Your morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Rosey Edeh.
And I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and we have a very exciting morning ahead.
Welcome to Your Morning Ottawa.
Yeah, it's a fresh new look with the same great local content that you know and love.
And we have a major giveaway as well to kick things off this morning. The CTV Your Morning 20K giveaway starts today. Be watching every hour for the daily code word and your chance to win, get this, $20,000.
Come on. Keep an eye out later this hour for today's code word and your chance to get in to win some big money.
Ooh, I know what I can do with $20,000. Do some damage, no doubt about that.
Did you do good or did you splurge?
A little bit of both.
Yes.
We talked about a little bit of both. You know, some savings, but also a little bit of fun.
All right, let's get to today's top stories. Ottawa police officers will be at St. Mark High School today after a threat was issued in response to social media posts by a staff member at the Manotick school. In an email sent to parents, the Ottawa Catholic School Board says, quote, "Over the weekend, we became aware of a threat made in response to these posts. We are taking this situation very seriously. Upon learning of the threat, we immediately contacted the Ottawa Police Service, who are actively investigating. Police officers will be present at the school on Monday morning."
The federal government announced it will inject $13 billion into new affordable housing projects. Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled the plan and launched the Build Canada Homes Agency in Ottawa on Sunday. The new federal agency will oversee every aspect of building affordable housing. That means financing, land access, and development will all be under one banner. The funds have been pledged to build and repurpose existing properties into affordable housing with the goal of finding more efficient ways to scale up development and lower the cost of construction.
Minister of Housing and I are proud to launch Build Canada Homes, a new federal entity that will supercharge housing construction across Canada. To reduce the cost of construction, Build Canada Homes will maximize the use of public lands.
The plan to use public land includes building 4,000 factory-built homes in 6 cities on federally owned sites. Longtime Canadian journalist and CTV News Channel anchor Beverly Thomson has passed away after a long battle with cancer.
Here are Beverly Thomson and Seamus O'Regan.
They tell me they can actually teach me how to be a houndsman, but now looking at these submarines close up, I'm not sure that that's such a good idea.
Thompson was a long-time host of Canada AM. She guided Canadians for more than 3 decades through some very historic moments. She interviewed former prime ministers, including Jean Chrétien, and some historic figures like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump before he entered politics. Last year, Thompson was presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Radio Television Digital News Association of Canada as the organization cited her accomplishments and impactful career. Beverly Thomson was 61 years old.
We are getting an updated look at some of the busiest photo radar cameras in the city. Drivers have been handed a total of, get this, $20 million in fines from photo radar cameras between January and August of this year. There are 60 photo radar cameras installed across Ottawa, with work underway to install 24 more this fall. From January through July, the busiest camera in the city was on King Edward between Bolton and St. Patrick Streets. It issued nearly 23,000 tickets through the first 7 months of the year. The camera on Walkley Road was second, issuing just under 12,000 tickets. The third is a camera on Maryvale Road. It issued more than 8,700 tickets.
Bonnie Crombie has announced that she will step down as Ontario Liberal leader. She made the announcement after the party's annual general meeting, which saw a narrow vote against having a new leadership race. 57% voted no. Some party members had been calling for her to step down if she received less than 66%.
We still believe that a leadership race at this moment would do more harm than good for our party. It would put back the reforms and the changes that I know all of you are hungry for.
Crombie says that she'll resign once a successor is chosen.
And City Folk wraps up for another great year.
I'm feeling like I'm one in a million. I'm the real thing. I can see it.
Some great tunes to start off this morning. The festival marking the end of summer in the capital. It wrapped up at Lansdowne Park with last night's headline, Down with Webster.
The 5-day celebration of music, dance, and community featured over 30 acts, including Alex Warren, Melissa Etheridge, the Indigo Girls, and the Pogues. And Say It Ain't So, the end of summer festival. Say It Ain't So, come on now.
And it was like the ideal conditions for it all weekend long as well. When you have sunshine and above seasonal temperatures in September and outdoor music festival, does it get any sweeter than that?
Very nice, gorgeous conditions, and I'm wondering this week, not bad at all.
You know what? If you liked last week, you're going to love this week because it's going to be even warmer in your forecast this week. Almost climbing into the 30s as we head towards the middle of the work week. Current temperatures, we're sitting at 11 degrees here in the city. We're seeing some north winds coming in around 11 kilometers an hour. So not a bad looking start to your morning. Sometimes we're sitting in the low single digits, so we'll take the low double digits to start things off. A little bit cloudy in some areas, but at least we're in the double digits in Montreal, sitting at 13, all the way down to 11 in Trenton as well. Currently in our skies, it is pretty clear out here in the city, except we are seeing a few fog patches that will dissipate later on this morning. So keep that in mind on your roads this morning. But overall, not a bad looking day. So let's sift through our closet and find out what you should be wearing this morning. Yes, it is still indeed t-shirt weather. You will need a sun hat or, of course, some shades later on this afternoon, as we are expecting lots of sunshine in the forecast and a high of 24, so way above the norm. Average for this time of the year is around 19 degrees, so we'll be several degrees above that. And beautiful across the region as well. Temperatures in the mid-20s throughout most of the region. 25 in Bancroft for your daytime high. Same within Kemptville, 24 in Cornwall. Lots of sunshine east to west today. Petawawa sitting at 23 for their afternoon high. 25 over in Gatineau. So here's a look at the 7-day forecast, and lots of sunshine to be seen from today right through to the weekend forecast. Temperatures way above seasonal as well. 24 for today, 25 as we head into Tuesday, 28 on Wednesday. Then Thursday, we could almost climb into the 30s with the high of 29. That's the day we could see a few scattered showers in the forecast. Temperatures will be back down to average as we head into the weekend, but the sun will still be shining. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. In east to west, it is smooth sailing. No major issues on your drive in. We are collision free on your roads this hour.
Longtime Canadian journalist and CTV News anchor Beverly Thomson has passed away after fighting a long illness. CTV's Adrian Gabriel looks back at her life and her contributions to Canadian journalism.
This is a little reunion here on the docks in Halifax.
For more than 3 decades, Beverly Thomson guided Canadians through historic moments across the country and the world.
Welcome to America's Choice 2016. I'm Beverly Thomson.
Raised in the Toronto area, she began her career away from the camera at a small radio station.
And I thought I'd hit the big time. It was in Newmarket, north of Toronto. And it was in a small strip mall underneath a laundromat. It was not very good, and that was great because I was terrible. And I don't think anybody was listening. That's not true. My dad.
Under cross-examination,
Well, from there, Thomson began to learn 3 pillars of what she said guided her career: perseverance, passion, and patience.
I don't mind you shaking your head. Let's go.
In the past year, there were half a dozen charges laid.
Eventually earning her first on-camera position as a local reporter with CTV News Toronto.
Hundreds of police officers are expected to attend the funeral in Niagara Falls Wednesday morning.
Until one night, she suddenly found herself on the anchor desk.
He said, our anchor didn't show up. We need you now. In those days, the newscast went to air at 6:30. It was 6:21.
Thomson never looked back.
World Beat News with Tom Gibney and Beverly Thomson.
She was at the helm of the weekend anchor desk at CFTO before moving to Global News in 1997 to anchor their flagship Toronto newscast for 7 years.
We have somebody that we'd like to introduce you to.
In 2003, Thomson returned to CTV.
This morning in Halifax, please welcome Bev Thomson
as co-host of Canada AM.
Station, this is Canada AM host Beverly Thomson. How do you hear me?
Beverly and Canada AM, I hear you loud and clear. How do you hear me?
Following a 13-year run co-hosting Canada's morning show, she took her talents to the CTV News Channel anchor desk.
I'm Beverly Thomson. Here's what's making news right now.
From News Channel, Canada AM to CTV's W5, over the decades, Thomson conducted thought-provoking interviews with some of the biggest stars on the planet.
Oh man, I can't believe this has never happened to me in an interview in my life.
This I love. Every earned line on my skin and scar on my heart. I can own them now.
Own them. You have to own them.
What does Shania Twain listen to?
Well, I listen to Celine Dion.
You've always been so honest with your fans. Whatever's been going on in your life, you've talked about.
Well, that's a decision you make. You know, it's either you're transparent or you're not.
Transparency was always front and center for Thomson, especially while sitting down with some of the world's most powerful politicians.
Well, thank you, Hillary Clinton, for having some time to share with us.
Coaxing Clinton to open up about her desire to run for president. Thomson also opened up about her own story and her brave battle with breast cancer.
You get emotional. You can't help it. Everybody is here to make the world a world without breast cancer.
She became an official spokesperson for the Breast Cancer Foundation of Canada.
An outspoken cancer survivor, Ms. Thomson.
In 2019, Thomson was awarded the Order of Canada for her outstanding contributions to this country's broadcasting industry and for her volunteer work to help raise money to find a cure for cancer. A dedicated journalist, Thomson took pride in helping and informing Canadians. At home, she was a loving mother to her 2 children, Robbie and Taylor. From charity skidoo events, skiing the Rockies, or attending Blue Jays games with her kids, Thomson cherished her time with her family.
There's one more quote that I want to bring you from an interview that I did with the 7th Secretary General of the United Nations, Kofi Annan. He said, "To live is to choose, but to choose well, you must know who you are and what you stand for, where you want to go, and why you want to get there." I think in those questions are the 3 Ps. Persevere, live your passion, and have the patience to make it through.
She lived that mantra to the fullest while exuding courage, kindness, and grace. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Welcome back. We are the big stories. We have them here for you today. That's what we're following on Your Morning Ottawa. An update to a story we brought you at the top of the hour. The principal of St. Mark in Manotick says a person is in custody after threats made against the school. Community police officers will be at the school this morning. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced billions of dollars in new funding to create affordable housing, as well as a new federal agency tasked with combating the housing crisis. And Ontario Liberal leader Bonnie Crombie has announced she will resign after a leadership review. She will step aside once a new leader is chosen. More details on your top stories in less than 15 minutes.
And another beautiful sunny day for us here in the nation's capital. Mainly sunny skies this morning into your afternoon. Still dealing with a little bit of fog out there to start things off. Into the afternoon, 24 is our daytime high today, so temps above seasonal. Average for this time of the year is around 19 degrees. On your roads this morning, traffic is still smooth sailing. We aren't seeing any major issues. East to west, traffic is looking good as you head out this hour.
The Kidney Walk took place in Ottawa and cities across Ontario this month. Sunday's 5K walk in the capital helped raise awareness and bring in over $100,000 for the Kidney Foundation of Canada. CTV's Kimberly Johnson was there.
Every step on this walk matters to Devin Aiello.
Early 2024, I was diagnosed with IgA nephropathy, which is a rare form, like a rare autoimmune disease that targets the kidneys, and I've been living with it ever since.
He says tests showed he had low kidney function. The 23-year-old says he was probably living with it since childhood.
Bit of a shock. My entire life, I've been fairly healthy, active, and fit, and then early 2024, I just got really sick, and we had no clue what was wrong with me.
Today, he says living with kidney disease means managing his symptoms and helping those like him. Joining the Kidney Walk for the Kidney Foundation with his cheering squad, the group raising $10,000 for the cause.
Fundraising, that's something tangible that we can do to help Devin and other people living with kidney disease.
The Kidney Walk is the foundation's largest community fundraiser, taking place in cities across the province this month. Here in Ottawa, more than 200 people signed up to join the 5-kilometer and 1-kilometer routes from Strathcona Park.
So important, and so I love to see the crowds that are here and the people that are supporting.
Give yourselves another big applause.
Sponsored by CTV Ottawa, Move 100 and News Talk 580 CFRA, the event was hosted by Move 100's Catherine Dines, raising over $120,000.
That number is going to support investments in research. It's going to support patient programs and services, financial aid for patients, peer support.
The Kidney Foundation says 1 in 10 Canadians are living with kidney disease.
We are not funded by the government at all. All of the money to run this organization comes from the community. So we simply could not do it without generous people supporting us.
Mauro Bury says that he's been with the walk for almost a decade after receiving 3 transplants in his life.
This walk means everything. It's a chance for people that have kidney disease, donors, families of patients to come together.
Those here agree.
Hopefully every year gets bigger and bigger.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
Some new numbers are telling us just how much Ottawa drivers have paid in fines after being caught by photo radar cameras. The cameras have collected $20 million in fines in the first 8 months of the year. The new numbers come as Premier Doug Ford calls on municipalities to do away with the cameras altogether. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. And Bill, when you saw the $20 million, were you surprised or were you thinking a number might be that high?
Well, when I see that we've made $20 million just from the speed cameras alone, another $7 million from the red light cameras in just over half a year, no, I'm not encouraged by that. You can't call it a success because it's bringing in the money. Let's think about it, Will. Stats are tough when you don't have real comparisons. The total number of dollars coming in is on track to be about the same as last year. Now, there might be more cameras. But one thing we do know for sure is if they slowed people down, if they worked completely, and I understand we're looking at a real world, a fantasy that doesn't exist, but just for the sake of argument here, if they worked perfectly, I mean, there are signs warning you, you're coming into a speed zone, right? You know the camera's there. People tend to drive back and forth on the same route in a very routine manner. So over time, people know those cameras are there. The number should be zero. $0 in an ideal world means the system is working. It also means you got to take taxpayers' money from somewhere else to pay to maintain the system because you wouldn't be making any money. So no, $20 million is not success. $0 is success. And that's not an argument, by the way. Look at all the money we'd be losing for the Ford government because they think it's a tax grab. That's the Premier's attitude. So you can't really brag about how much money it's bringing in. When you look at the raw stats, though, of the number of tickets being handed out, there's one on King Edward. It's the worst one. I mean, it's almost, 3,000 tickets or something like that up until the end of July. That's a lot of people speeding in an area that's had those cameras up for a while. So, no, to me, if they're working, they're not working well enough. And bringing in a lot of money from them, that's not supposed to be the intent. That just says, okay, actually, you're right, it's a tax grab because we're only focusing on the money. So, yeah, I don't see a whole lot of success in this program based on the stats we're looking at today.
Yeah, Bill, I mean, the main priority here is for safety, but then when you see the numbers like that, clearly they're not working, and we're only 8 months in with 4 months to go. We'll see what the total is at the end of the year.
7,000 people running red lights. Think about that, Will. You know how many of them got demerit points and are closer to losing their license? 0. That's the number we're sure of. They don't get punished other than they take their cash. And another day, Will, we'll have a conversation, maybe when you join me on radio this morning, about how many battles there are in families. Can you imagine when these photos arrive?
Oh, I know.
And you say, first of all, who was driving the car and ran the red light? And then the other side of it is, honey, I thought you were working that day. What are you doing downtown near a hotel?
Yeah, it's going to catch some people and maybe some lies, but the demerits points, I think I agree. That's where the real concern is there, so hopefully they do that. Bill, we'll talk on radio a little bit later.
The family stuff is not our problem. You can manage that, but yeah.
We're going to continue that talk in about an hour, Bill. You can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA. That's weekdays from 6 till 10 a.m. Well, still to come on Your Morning Ottawa, we visit neighborhoods in and around Ottawa. We can't wait to show you all the great places that we found, including the spotlight this morning in Cumberland. We'll check it out when we come up next. Here's a look through our Ottawa sky cam, and no sunshine yet, but a beautiful morning ahead.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the hourly code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
It's an exciting morning. We are going to be out all week exploring different neighborhoods in the city.
Yeah, we can't wait to show you all the great places that we found, but also we want to hear from you. Today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking for your comments. What do you love most about your neighborhood?
Ooh.
Let us know your thoughts. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And so today we're going to start with you, Will. What's your neighborhood that you got to explore?
Yeah, so I mean, as we all know here, I love staying active.
Look
so
at you.
I'm always looking for something that keeps me moving. I stopped by Laser Max Ottawa for a little bit of fun from the nostalgia days, but I'm still going today, Rosie.
Oh, I love that. Of course you did. Of course you went and played laser tag, okay? There you go. Do the dance, do the dance. I think you won there. Okay, listen, for me, I actually visited a few neighborhoods as I got a bird's eye view of our beautiful city. I headed out to Ottawa Aviation Adventures at the Carp Airport and took flight in a vintage biplane.
So cool.
So much fun. Melissa,
Amazing.
how about you?
Well, I actually traveled back in time with a trip to the Cumberland Heritage Museum to learn more about this unique historic site. And it's actually one of my favorite places to bring our kids.
Oh.
So in the next hour, I'll actually take you along for a little tour and you won't want to miss it. It's pretty cool.
So sweet. It's so nice that you're passing that along to your kids now, too.
That's right. And we'll be hearing from you later in the show as well. We're asking you, what do you love most about your neighborhood? You can send your comments to us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Still to come on Your Morning Ottawa, we are going above and beyond this morning for your first cup of coffee. Get ready to wake up, Orléans. Coffee's on us today. We're taking a trip to the East End for our first coffee shop feature. We're going to catch up with them a little later on in the show.
Welcome back to Your Morning Ottawa. We hope your day is off to a wonderful start. I'm Will Aiello.
I'm Rosey Edeh.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
We're going to get right to today's headlines.
And we are starting with an update to a story we brought you at the top of the hour. The principal of St. Mark in Manotick says a person is in custody after threats made against the school. The community police officers will be at the school this morning. The Ottawa Police Service has confirmed that a person of interest is now in custody and that they do not believe there is a risk to students or staff. School will be open as usual. As an added precaution, officers from the community school engagement team will be on site tomorrow morning to provide additional support and reassurance.
The federal government has announced that it will inject $13 billion into new affordable housing projects. Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled the plan and launched the Build Canada Homes Agency in Ottawa on Sunday. The new federal agency will oversee every aspect of building affordable housing. That means financing, land access, and development will all be under one banner. The funds have been pledged to build and repurpose existing properties into affordable housing with the goal of finding more efficient ways to scale up development and lower the cost of construction.
Minister of Housing and I are proud to launch Build Canada Homes, a new federal entity that will supercharge housing construction across Canada. To reduce the cost of construction, Build Canada Homes will maximize the use of public lands.
The plan to use public land includes building 4,000 factory-built homes in 6 cities on federally owned sites. Longtime Canadian journalist and CTV News Channel anchor Beverly Thomson has passed away after a long battle with cancer.
Here are Beverly Thomson and Seamus O'Regan.
They tell me they can actually teach me how to be a helmsman, but now looking at these submarines close up, I'm not sure that that's such a good idea.
Thomson was a longtime host of Canada AM. She guided Canadians for more than 3 decades through some very historic moments. She interviewed former Prime Minister, including Jean Chrétien, and some historic figures like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump before he entered politics. Last year, Thomson was presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Radio Television Digital News Association of Canada as the organization cited her accomplishments and impactful career. Beverly Thomson was 61 years old.
We are getting an updated look at some of the busiest photo radar cameras in the city. Drivers have been handed a total of $20 million in fines from photo radar cameras between January and August of this year. There are 60 photo radar cameras installed across Ottawa, with work underway to install 24 more this fall. From January through July, the busiest camera in the city was on King Edward between Bolton and St. Patrick's Streets. It issued nearly 23,000 tickets through the first 7 months of the year. The camera on Walkley Road was second, issuing just under 12,000 tickets. The third is the camera on Merivale Road. It issued more than 8,700 tickets. In the Canadian Premier League, Atletico Ottawa hit the road to take on York United FC in Toronto.
First half. Aparicio's cross, the header from Salter. The quest for 20.
Sam Salter does it again, his second goal of the game to give the Capital Club the lead in the 49th minute. But York United would get one back, and this game ends in a 2-2 draw. Atletico is back on the pitch at home Sunday, and it's a big one against the first-place Hamilton Forge FC.
And your morning just got a whole lot richer. We are giving away $20K, and it's time for today's code word.
Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand, a dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, they really are. And today's code word is money.
Woo!
That's fitting. Head to the contest page on ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code that you see on your screen there. Enter code word money along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. Make sure to watch us tomorrow for a brand new code word. Good luck to all the starts.
Goodness, what
that
you could
number,
do.
That's such a great number. Not enough to send your head spinning totally, right? But enough to go, oh my goodness,
Makes
the possibilities.
Yeah.
The possibilities.
Yeah, absolutely. A
You
little
can help
spend,
in
a little splurge.
A few different areas, yeah. It's
That's
just
right.
enough to be like, I'm happy about that.
That's right. The good news is if you do win, you don't have to book a vacation down south because we're dealing with these temperatures and conditions that makes it feel like you're somewhere warmer. Currently sitting at 11 degrees here in the city. We're seeing some light winds coming out of the north, around 9 kilometers an hour so far this morning. And really not a bad looking start to your day. We are sitting in the single digits in some areas in Brockville, sitting at 7, 12 in Kingston, 11 in Trenton, 12 over in Montreal to start off your day. So not too bad when we get to start off the morning into the double digits. Nice and clear out there to start things off. So we will see sunshine on your morning commute today, and on your drive home we'll also get to see more sunshine on the way. So your drive into work and home from work should be a-okay today on your roads. And as we take a look at your 7-day forecast, I mean, pure sunshine on the way and temps way above the norm. 24 for today, so that is above seasonal. Average for this time of the year is around 19 degrees, 25 for tomorrow. Then Wednesday, Thursday, almost climbing all the way into the 30s with temperatures into the high 20s. Wednesday's the day that we could see a few scattered showers, but as we head into the weekend, more seasonal light conditions.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
And on your drive in this morning, no major issues east to west. It is pretty much smooth sailing as you head off to work. A look at the split in through downtown. It's moving pretty well this hour. Opposite direction also looking good on the roads.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
Terry Fox's legacy continues to unite Canadians in the fight to cure cancer. This year marks a special anniversary of Fox's Marathon of Hope, the 45th, with tens of thousands of runners raising money for cancer research across the country over the weekend. CTV's Camille Wilson reports.
Finish it, the theme for this year's Terry Fox Run, which took off Sunday in cities across Canada. For Mitch Mitchell, he hasn't missed a single one.
Sort of look forward to in more ways than one. It's very worthwhile.
Terry Fox began his Marathon of Hope 45 years ago, passing away before he could finish the cross-country run. This 94-year-old cancer survivor led the walk for his 15 retirement living home residents. Mitchell went from running to walking and now wheeling and says he's proud to support the cause for the past 45 years.
Look at a run in the room and tell me anyone that it hasn't been affected one way or the other with the cancer.
Over the years, Mitchell has raised almost $200,000 for the Terry Fox Foundation.
When you look at the people that have been affected by cancer, the people that have been cured or almost cured with the research funds, it's more than worth it.
The run will be held in nearly 600 communities to help raise funds for cancer research, which the Terry Fox Foundation has raised more than $900 million worldwide.
We get to all recognize a national hero. Here at Carleton, specifically the Ottawa Run, we've decided to host it here at Carleton University. We've raised over $7.5 million for cancer research. This year, we're well on our way to reaching our goal. We've raised over $175,000 so far.
Hundreds gathered to run, walk, roll, or stroll at their own pace, doing a 400-kilometer field, 25 laps, making it 10 kilometers.
We always had our kids doing the Terry Fox Run, and now we're empty nesters, and we've done the run several times overseas, and this is our first time back in Ottawa.
Back at the retirement home, Mitchell finished his race and will continue to stay active with doing his 10K laps daily around the front circle.
You look at it and say, I was part of that.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
I love Camille's story because that story about Mitch raising over $200,000. He just does not give up.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. What a beautiful day for it as well. And so many people are getting out to support the 45th year, which is incredible.
Our city's so great. That's what we love about Ottawa,
yes,
don't we?
Absolutely.
Well, still ahead on Your Morning Ottawa, we shine the spotlight on Ottawa neighborhoods. Find out which location we visited and what makes it so special. And here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. A little sunshine starting to come through. It does take a little bit longer this time of year. Stay with us, so we will be right back.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. An update to a story we brought you at the top of the hour. The principal of St. Mark in Manotick says a person is in custody after threats made against the school. Community police officers will be at the school this morning. Tributes continue to pour in for Beverly Thomson. The veteran CTV News anchor and journalist has passed away at 61 years old. And Parliament resumes today. We're going to hear from CTV's Vashi Capellos coming up about what to expect from the news session on the Hill. More of today's top stories are just 15 minutes away. But first, a look at today's weather.
And a beautiful day ahead. Lots of sunshine on the way this morning into your afternoon. Now, daytime high today up 24, and over the next couple of days, we will see above seasonal temperatures and lots more sun. 25 for tomorrow, almost climbing into the 30s on Wednesday with a high of 28. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and still no major issues east to west. Traffic is looking pretty decent this hour. Starting to see a few slowdowns Richmond in through Woodruff this morning, but traffic is still moving pretty well.
We all know there is something real special about where we live.
Yeah, that's something that, holds strong to all of us. So this morning we begin visiting local neighborhoods just in and around the city of Ottawa.
That's right. So today we are visiting Cumberland. If you ever wondered what it would be like to live in the 1920s or 30s, a visit to the Cumberland Heritage Museum provides an immersive experience of what it was like to live during that time. It's also one of my favorite places to visit with our kids.
It's a living history museum, which means we have villagers on site who are living life as rural Eastern Ontario residents in that time period. We try to keep it as hands-on as possible so people get to touch things and actually try out some of the experiences at the museum.
I just love this. Your kids were probably so happy to be there.
They love it.
All right, we'll tell you more about this neighborhood just within about the next hour or so.
For now, though, we want your comments on this. What do you love most about your neighborhood? You could email us and join the conversation at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Okay, and Lauren says, everyone knows one another and there is no crime. Lauren, you got to tell us where you are. Tell us where you're at. We want to know what part of the city, but that sounds lovely.
Yeah, plus no crime. We'll probably head out there too. People will start moving in.
Maybe she's keeping it a secret on purpose.
Oh, sneaky. Well, Elaine says, what I like most about my neighborhood is how everyone watches out for each other. Always friendly with a smile and a hello. Maybe they're in the same neighborhood. We just don't know.
That's right. And we also have Sean, who says, I love Centrepoint Park. Very spacious with walking paths, disc golf, soccer and softball fields, and 2 playgrounds. Lucky to have this park.
Oh, I just love the parks.
Yeah,
really,
me
the parks
too.
are just absolutely gorgeous. All throughout the city.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're meant to enjoy.
And Centrepoint's amazing. I grew up where my neighborhood goes into Centrepoint too, so I spent so many hours, and all my friends were just there. Right through the path, through the park, there's the skating rink in the winter where everyone comes together. There's the park for the kids, there's the biking path, and then there's a historic little Centrepoint shopping center, which now hosts one of my friends who's a doctor, who's a chiropractor.
Oh, nice.
So it used to be a convenience store we'd all go to. Now we go see him for an adjustment.
Now you go get your back cracked.
Instead of cracking the Mars bar open, we get cracked now.
There you go.
That's awesome.
We'd love to hear from you. We are asking, what do you love most about your neighborhood? Is it the parks, a nice center where you can get your back cracked, like Will Center in Centrepoint? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Still to come, there is a viral video going around of a woman who decided to sprint barefoot across a track on Lego bricks. Yeah, that's right. Find out what happened when Pure Country 94's Gord St. Dennis decided to take on the challenge and walk on Lego bricks. Here's a live look through our sky cam, and you can see the sun's making its way up, slowly but surely.
Well, there's a viral video going around of a woman who decided to get this sprint barefoot across a track of Lego bricks, while Ashley and Gord from Pure Country 94 were talking about it on air when Gord said he wanted to try it. So let's see what happens when he took on this challenge.
The way she did it was fast. Go. Look at the bottom of your feet right now. Do we have any blood?
I think we're good. I think it takes about 20 minutes for blood vessels to really show up. She's a trooper.
She wins.
Yeah.
They didn't even compare.
And he was leaning on the desk, taking some weight off. Gore.
I mean,
oh, come on.
I get it. Having kids, and sometimes there's a rogue Lego on the floor, and if you step on that one Lego, like, it is so painful. You are like hobbling about, you are holding your foot.
It's those little things like that that do the most damage.
Yeah.
Lego toe is no joke. I'm telling you, I was at the height of my sprinting career with my little daughter, stepped on one Lego, and it like brought me down.
Yes.
And I'm super strong, super fast, but that one little Lego, so I see why he was walking gingerly.
Yeah.
But you gotta give it to the woman who said, you know what, I'm gonna set up Lego on a track, because she was just like
running. She ran after it.
Exactly.
I'm thinking she had like very calloused feet or something to not
that would
feel
help.
it.
That would definitely
Absolutely. And remember, you can listen to Ashley and Gord on Ottawa's Pure Country 94. The Amazing Race Canada finale is just a few days away, and there are 4 teams left competing for the grand prize, including one contestant from Ottawa.
I'm really proud to be from Woodlawn, and to have the support of the whole West Carleton area has just been a real treat.
So that's Jonathan Braun and his race partner Jesse Herring, who, speaking with CTV News Ottawa, Braun is from the Woodland area near Constance Bay. The finale of Amazing Race Canada airs this Wednesday at 8 p.m., so you can catch it live on CTV or Crave the next day.
I love that they're from Ottawa. I've always
Right?
been obsessed with this show.
So cool. I love that local connection indeed. And finally, the 2025 Emmy Awards took place last night. There were plenty of major moments, including Stephen Colbert winning Outstanding Talk Show after CBS announced his show would be canceled next year.
But at a certain point, and you can guess what that point was, I realized that in some ways we were doing a late-night comedy show about loss. And that's related to love, because sometimes you only truly know how much you love something when you get a sense that you might be losing it. And 10 years later, in September of 2025, my friends, I have never loved my country more desperately. God bless America. Stay strong, be brave, and if the elevator tries to bring you down, go crazy and punch a higher floor.
Ooh, good line.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, other big winners of the night, including Severance and The Pit in the drama categories. In comedy, The Studio and Hacks were the big winners of the evening. Comedian Nate Bargatze served as host for this year's show.
That's so great, and seeing the support that Stevens received after like the news of the cancellation. Like everyone's come together and like, really had his back.
Winning an Emmy, I mean.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
It was great to see Seth Rogen, Canadian, winning huge. Like he got 11 Emmys. I mean, he wrote, created, co-created that show, The Studio. It's a massive hit in its first season. Really, really have to really say that is incredible what he's accomplished, and he won for Best Actor, Best Writing, Best Directing, Best Show. Anyway,
like all of the best.
Kind of stole the show there. So good for a Canadian.
So Nate can catch up on that show. Yeah, absolutely. The Studio. Have to put that on the list.
Absolutely. All right. Still so much more to come ahead on the show today. Coming up in the next hour, Mayor Mark Sutcliffe joins us at 7:10 to tell us about the state of the city. And Parliament is back in session. CTV's chief political correspondent, Vashi Kapelos, joins us live at 7:20 with what we can expect this season. Plus, we're resetting our finances for the fall. The one mistake experts say you're likely to make this season. That's coming up at 7:40. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. There's the sun.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the hourly code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Good morning at 7 o'clock. I'm Rosey Edeh.
And I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. A beautiful day in the nation's capital on this Monday morning. And later on today, MPs will be heading back to Parliament for the fall session. We will be checking in with CTV's chief political correspondent, Vashi Kapelos, on this.
But before we get to that, let's get right to your top stories. An update to a story we brought you at the top of the hour. The principal of St. Mark in Manotick says a person is in custody after threats made against the school. Community police officers will be at the school this morning. The Ottawa Police Service has confirmed that a person of interest is now in custody and that they do not believe there is a risk to students or staff. School will be open as usual. As an added precaution, officers from the community school engagement team will be on site tomorrow morning to provide additional support and reassurance.
The federal government has announced that it will inject $13 billion into new affordable housing projects. Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled the plan and launched the Build Canada Homes Agency in Ottawa on Sunday. The new federal agency will oversee every aspect of building affordable housing. That means financing, land access, and development will all be under one banner. The funds have been pledged to build and repurpose existing properties into affordable housing with the goal of finding more efficient ways to scale up development and lower the cost of construction.
Minister of Housing and I are proud to launch Build Canada Homes, a new federal entity that will supercharge housing construction across Canada. To reduce the cost of constructions, Build Canada Homes will maximize the use of public lands.
The plan to use public land includes building 4,000 factory-built homes in 6 cities on federally owned sites. Longtime Canadian journalist and CTV News Channel anchor Beverly Thomson has passed away after a long battle with cancer.
Here are Beverly Thomson and Seamus O'Regan.
They tell me they can actually teach me how to be a helmsman, but now looking at these submarines close up, I'm not sure that that's such a good idea.
Thompson was a longtime host of Canada AM. She guided Canadians for more than 3 decades through some very historic moments. She interviewed former prime ministers, including Jean Chrétien, and some historic figures like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump before he entered politics. Last year, Thompson was presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Radio Television Digital News Association of Canada as the organization cited her accomplishments and impactful career. Beverly Thomson was 61 years old.
We are getting an updated look at some of the busiest photo radar cameras in the city. Drivers have been handed a total of $20 million in fines from photo radar cameras between January and August of this year. There are 60 photo radar cameras installed across Ottawa, with work underway to install 24 more this fall. From January through July, the busiest camera in the city was on King Edward between Bolton and St. Patrick Streets. It issued nearly 23,000 tickets through the first 7 months of the year. The camera on Walkley Road was second, issuing just under 12,000 tickets. The third is the camera on Maryvale Road. It issued more than 8,700 tickets.
Bonnie Crombie has announced that she will step down as Ontario Liberal leader. She made the announcement after the party's annual general meeting, which saw a narrow vote against having a new leadership race. 57% voted no. Some party members had been calling for her to step down if she received less than 66%.
We still believe that a leadership race at this moment would do more harm than good for our party. It would put back the reforms and the changes that I know all of you are hungry for.
Crombie says that she'll resign once a successor is officially chosen.
The latest animated film, the Demon Slayer franchise, took the top of the box office this weekend, bringing in $70 million US across North America.
Yep, and that was more than enough to push last weekend's winner, The Conjuring Last Rites, which I was a huge fan of, just for the two of you, to second place with just over $26 million.
And Downton Abbey, the grand finale, finished in third place with $18.1 million in ticket sales.
I love that you get excited for that when I talk about the horror movie. Just ghosts and silence on this desk.
Well, I watched the full series Downton Abbey when it was out, and I just loved it so much. So I really, really want to watch that one for sure.
That castle, my goodness, and that music too, very iconic. And then The Conjurer, that movie, just what a franchise. It just keeps going and going, but I think this is it.
It says it's officially over.
Yeah.
Talking to Mr. Hollywood last week, I said, I can't believe it's over. He goes, well, it's never really over. We'll see how much money it makes.
Always do something with those mirrors.
Yes,
so
I know.
Scary.
Too scary for me. Well, your weather picture of the day, we want to let you see that because look at how stunning this is. This is our weather picture sent to us from Sylvia. It's the Northern Lights in Kitigan-Zibi, Sunday around 10:50 p.m.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating. Just box me up.
And of course, we want to see your weather pictures as well, like that one Sylvia sent us. Please continue to email them to us so we can feature them right here on the show. All you have to do is send an email to weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, that email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. And in our forecast today, lots of sunshine on the way into the afternoon. Today's daytime high is 24 degrees. Beautiful sunny day above the seasonal average for this time of the year is around 19.8. Now, we're not going to break a record. A record was broken back in 1939 for being the hottest, 32.2. So we won't come close to that, but we'll still take a day that's above seasonal, that's for sure. Temperatures across the region pretty warm to start things off into the double digits in Kingston, Ottawa sitting at 11. Same within Cornwall, 12 down in Kingston this morning. Nice and clear. So a few fog patch earlier this morning, that has mainly dissipated, and we will see clear conditions into your afternoon as well. Conditions today pretty warm across the region, above seasonal. 25 for Bancroft, 23 out in the valley, 25 as well in Trenton, 23 for Petawawa, 25 will be your daytime high over in Gatineau. So for kids heading to the school bus this morning, you'll probably need a light jacket or a light sweater to start things off. We are in the double digits, but sitting at only 10 degrees. At least we're seeing that sunshine to start things off. And then into the afternoon, definitely t-shirt weather on the horizon, as it will be quite warm today with a high of 24, 25 for tomorrow, lots of sunshine. And check out the beautiful conditions this week. Lots of sunshine on the way. Temperatures really above seasonal until we head into the weekend forecast. Thursday is the day that we could see the rain, but almost reaching 30 degrees on Thursday. Then as we head into the weekend, the sunshine will stick around, but temperatures more seasonal.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating 80 years in family business.
Here's a look at your roads this morning. Eastbound on the 417, we're starting to see some volume beginning at Bayshore and continuing in through Bronson this morning. The good news is we are collision free.
The city of Ottawa hopes to take some momentum into the fall. It's been a summer of stronger tourism, business, and final testing is underway on the new LRT line east to west from Trim to Moody. We invited Ottawa's mayor to join us this morning as we take our momentum into the new season. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe, welcome.
Great
welcome.
to see you, Rosie.
It's
Congratulations.
Wonderful.
This is very exciting. Very good news for Ottawa. Great to see the relaunch and the rebranding. It's very powerful. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to have this new energy.
Yeah.
And I feel that I have to ask you about the energy that's being infused into the downtown core in terms of tourism. Are we back with the numbers?
It's very encouraging. So this year we had a couple of record months for tourism in July and August, and I've been talking with tourism officials and with hotel owners and with small business owners in the downtown and the Byward Market, and we're seeing a lot of progress. We still have a lot of work to do, and we're not where we want to be. There's still, obviously, everyone knows there is still a challenge around homelessness. I'll be talking more about that in the coming days, but we're making a lot of progress, and it's very encouraging, and I've heard from a lot of residents and business owners that they're really pleased with the progress.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, speaking of progress and getting some work done, the LRT did some extensive testing today, actually over the weekend. Yep. How did that go?
I haven't seen the numbers on how it went. The early signs from what I heard on Saturday were very positive. This is very exciting as well. We hope in the coming months we're going to see the opening of the extension of the light rail line from Blair to Trim, which will serve the people of Orléans. They've been waiting for this for a long time. They've been enduring a lot of construction around the LRT project for many months and years. So when we get that open, it's going to be very positive. And once again, as we did when we launched the North-South line earlier this year and late last year, we will follow every step necessary to make sure that this line is safe and ready to go before it is opened. We will follow the recommendations of the public inquiry. We will not open the extension of Line 1 until it is ready to go. and we'll make sure it's in great shape for our customers. But it's going to be very exciting when that happens.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announcing $13 billion in affordable housing on federal land. The start of that building will be sometime next year. They've mapped out a few cities, Ottawa being one of them. Are you encouraged by that? And do you know where that build will take place?
I'm very encouraged by what the Prime Minister announced yesterday along with the Housing Minister, and I had a one-on-one with the Prime Minister for about half an hour after the announcement took place, and we had a great discussion about Ottawa's priorities, and we are in complete alignment on what we need to do for the City of Ottawa. We don't know the details of where the investments are going to take place, but Ottawa is one of the cities, and I was very pleased about that. There's only 6 cities in Canada that are going to be part of the initial round of investment, and Ottawa is one of them. And in the weeks ahead, I'm sure we'll learn more details about exactly where that development will take place. But we all agree, we need to build more homes, we need to build more affordable homes, we need to build homes faster. And that's why we have in Ottawa a Housing Innovation Task Force. And within the days ahead, I'll be announcing some of the recommendations of that Housing Innovation Task Force on how we're going to build more homes, streamline the processes, eliminate red tape, reduce fees, and build homes faster in Ottawa.
Return to office mandate for Ottawa city workers. Is that set in stone? Will they be back?
This is a decision that was made by the city manager. It's not a decision that's made by politicians. It's an HR issue, and all of those issues are the responsibility of the city manager. I want to remind people that 85% of our employees at the City of Ottawa have been working 5 days a week in the workplace all the way through the pandemic. There are people who plow the roads, who drive our buses, who fix our buses. They're police officers and paramedics. They're librarians and people who work in community centers and lifeguards. So the vast majority of our employees were not using hybrid work. Only about 7% of our employees were using hybrid work, and they were doing it a couple of days a week, and now they'll be doing it a little bit less. But there is always a lot of flexibility built into the system. Employees can work with their managers, and if they have special circumstances, they can still do some form of hybrid work going forward. So that's always been the case at the City of Ottawa, and it always will be.
Overall, we only have seconds left here. Overall outlook for the city?
I'm really encouraged by the progress we're making. We still have a lot of work to do in some critical areas like affordability, like making Ottawa safer. We're investing in public safety in the coming budget and hiring more police officers. I think we're making a lot of progress, but we still have a lot of work to do.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show this morning.
It's an honor to be on your first news show. Thank you.
Wonderful to have you on. Thank you. Melissa.
Still to come here on Your Morning Ottawa, we are going above and beyond this morning for your first cup of coffee. Get ready to wake up, Orléans. Guess what? Coffee is on us today. We are taking a trip out to the East End for our first coffee stop. So if you're looking for a little Java, you might want to head there this morning.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the hourly code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. An update to a story we brought you at the top of the hour. The principal of St. Mark in Manotick says a person is in custody after threats were made against the school. Community police officers will be at the school this morning. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced billions of dollars in new funding to create affordable housing, as well as a new federal agency tasked with combating the housing crisis. And Ontario Liberal leader Bonnie Crombie has announced she will resign after a leadership review. She will step aside decide once a new leader is chosen. More details on our top stories in less than 15 minutes.
Lots of sunshine on the way for your Monday, and this will continue throughout the work week ahead. Sunshine this morning, temps still sitting at 11 degrees. Into your afternoon, 24 is the high for today. We'll continue to see that sunshine, temps falling to 18 throughout the evening hours. We will still see clear skies. On your roads this morning, traffic is still looking fairly decent. We're seeing a bit of slowdowns if you're heading in from the west end. So if you're heading in from Canada, it's a little bit heavy. Richmond and through Woodruff this hour, but the split into downtown if you're heading westbound still looking decent this morning.
The coffee is on this week as we celebrate the launch of Your Morning Ottawa.
And all this week, we're bringing you to local coffee shops in your neighborhood.
Yeah, we want to see what's brewing in your area. So our first stop is at Beyond Café in Orléans.
Welcome to Beyond Café.
A bright spot in Orléans.
Beyond Café is a family-run business. We've started this business 2 years ago. However, the idea of it started a long time ago. Getting to this point takes a while.
Started as a dream in Iran.
My dad used to have his own kind of a sandwich and restaurant. When we moved to Canada, his initial goal was to open a coffee shop.
Fusing unique flavors.
Specialty drink, I would say it's beyond signature. It's a mixture of toffee nut and butterscotch.
In a loyal community.
All of our customers are very supportive, very kind. They absolutely love the idea of the vintage decor. They love that we serve our teas in a teapot.
Where passion equals success.
Starting a business is not easy. When you were given the chance, I'd say you go for it. Because if you're passionate about it, you're going to be successful.
Joining me now from Beyond Café is Hasti Mesji, the co-owner of Beyond Café. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
It's so great to see you. Your cafe, I want to know, what's the vibe like there? Because it looks absolutely exquisite.
Definitely. Thank you very much for that. I mean, we've tried the best to make people feel like they're traveling in time when they walk in here. So we've given them the essence of vintage everything. Once they walk in, it's like they've left the reality of life and they just come into a dreamland. So that's the idea. I hope that's the vibe they get, because that's truly the vibe I get.
I tell you what, Hasti, I mean, going through the cafe, I think that there would be no better place to go, especially in the winter, because it looks just so comfy and cozy. What's one of the favorite brews that people order at the cafe?
The first one, I'd say it would be the Beyond signature. If I were to give another one, I'd say the salted caramel pistachio. People love pistachio, and that's actually one of my favorites as well.
Is that how you get yourself up and early in the morning and ready for Beyond Café? I'm wondering, how early do you have to start your day, and then what's your favorite brew?
Yes, for sure. Usually we start actually at 8:30, and our team is here 1 hour to 1 hour and a half before the opening hour, and we start the day by starting the baking of the croissants and placing the pastries in front and starting the espresso machine. It's really something else. It's like waking up to a smell of coffee and fresh croissant. That's just amazing. And another thing, my favorite brew of the coffee here is right now, because I keep changing them. Right now is the mocha Irish Spring, which is really good. I like it hot and I like it iced as well.
Okay, Hasti, sometimes I get a little bit picky, and I'm just wondering, is it okay if I come in there and go, can you go easy on the whipped cream, let's say when it comes to like hot chocolate? Is that okay to do that?
Actually, you know what? We don't put whipped cream on the hot chocolate unless they ask for it, just because we want them truly getting that flavor of chocolate. It's a dark chocolate flavor, and it's best when you taste it when it's hot, and when people ask for it, we put it on top. But other than that, we usually just give them like a bowl of hot chocolate, which is awesome.
Okay, where are you located?
We are here at 2701 St. Joseph Boulevard in Orleans, K1C1G4. And we're actually right in the plaza of where the Jean Couture is. Usually is how we tell people to find us when they get lost in the neighborhood. And yeah, it's kind of in the plaza, but once you see the sign, you'll notice us. Yeah.
Hasti Meshti, thank you so much for coming on our show. You're one of our first new guests on Your Morning Ottawa. Hasti Meshti, it is such a pleasure to have you on, the co-owner of Beyond Café. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. It was an honor to be your first guest.
All right, we are going to check in on our coffee camp throughout the show this morning. If you want to check them out, you can head over to 2701 St. Joseph Boulevard in Orléans. And for a limited time, get this morning, you can grab a cup of coffee on us at Beyond Café. You got it? 2701 St. Joseph Boulevard. Grab a coffee on us from Your Morning Ottawa.
I mean, that pistachio, caramel pistachio sounds pretty good for a free drink on a Monday morning.
You saw a little sneak peek of the dessert display behind. Their desserts are above and beyond, like their title says. They are decadent, they are delicious, they are beautiful. We've had them on the show a couple years ago, and I've been there a few times living in Orleans. It's just such a beautiful, quaint little cafe. You really do feel like you're back in time. The details inside are stunning, and the food is absolutely exquisite.
Beyond Café, coffee on us for a limited time. Better get over there.
That's right.
And you called it too, because it looked cozy in there.
Prime Minister Mark Carney says Ottawa is at the front of the line as he rolled out one of his campaign promises over the weekend to get the federal government back in the housing business. And for families here in the capital, it could mean faster bills and new affordable units. CTV's Caitlin Wilson has that story.
This factory-built home in Nepean is where the Prime Minister says the path out of Canada's housing crisis begins, with Ottawa one of the first cities expected to see shovels in the ground under the new Build Canada Homes agency.
In short, Build Canada Homes will help us build faster, smarter, and more sustainably.
The announcement comes as families struggle with soaring housing costs. In the capital, it means federal land converted into housing, with an initial plan to build 4,000 new homes in 6 cities across the country, including Ottawa, targeting affordability.
We know that land is one of the greatest barriers, so unlocking public land, which the federal government has done through the land bank, but which the city is also doing, will help to accelerate that deeply affordable housing.
Behind me here, you can see an example of a volumetric, off-site manufactured home. These are stacked townhomes. And
for the Ottawa-based builder behind this project, the difference is speed. Homes like these can be manufactured in days at a nearby plant and assembled on site in a fraction of the time of traditional construction.
When you compare this to traditional methods, you're looking at probably about between 85 and 150 days worth of activity. But the one big benefit, which is obviously pointed at today, is the fact that we're not susceptible to the elements indoors.
Housing starts in Ottawa have picked up compared to last year, but the city is still falling short of what's needed to keep pace with growth.
I think it's really exciting that the Prime Minister is reinvigorating that role, because they'll be able to activate something at scale that cities would not be able to do alone.
The federal government says faster, cheaper modular construction is central to its plan to double home building nationwide and deliver affordability at scale. But those in the industry say the test will be in delivery.
It's going to really target those households that really need a deeply affordable unit. So it's really, can the government turn around those types of units? That will be the real goal here, or certainly should be the goal.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
Still to come, it's back to business for members of Parliament. As the fall session gets underway, we check in with CTV's chief political correspondent, Vashi Kapelos, to find out what we should be watching for this fall. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam this morning. Current temperature sitting at 11 degrees. It is 7:26.
Welcome and good morning. I'm Rosey Edeh.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and thank you so much for joining us as we celebrate a new name and a new look. But all of your favorite local content remains the same here on Your Morning Ottawa.
Right now, let's get to your local news. An update to a story we brought you at the top of the hour. The principal of St. Mark in Manotick says a person is in custody after threats made against the school. Community police officers will be at the school this morning. The Ottawa Police Service has confirmed that a person of interest is now in custody and that they do not believe there is a risk to students or staff. School will be open as usual. As an added precaution, officers from the community school engagement team will be on site tomorrow morning to provide additional support and reassurance.
The federal government has announced that it will inject $13 billion into new affordable housing projects. Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled the plan and launched the Build Canada Homes Agency in Ottawa on Sunday. The new federal agency will oversee every aspect of building affordable housing. That means financing, land access, and development will all be under one banner. The funds have been pledged to build and repurpose existing properties into affordable housing, with the goal of finding more efficient ways to scale up development and lower the cost of construction.
Minister of Housing and I are proud to launch Build Canada Homes, a new federal entity that will supercharge housing construction across Canada. To reduce the cost of constructions, Build Canada Homes will maximize the use of public lands.
The plan to use public land includes building 4,000 factory-built homes in 6 cities on federally owned sites.
MPs are returning to the House of Commons today. This will be the first time Prime Minister Mark Carney squares off against Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre in the House.
I think ultimately the impact is going to be to see this interaction between Carney and Poilievre. We haven't really seen that before. We've seen it in the debates, but not in Parliament. And I think the Conservatives are going to use this opportunity to really showcase Pierre Poilievre as the leader.
Poilievre is returning after winning a seat in Alberta by election last month. He wasn't in the House when it sat in June because he didn't win his seat in Ottawa in the April election. Government House Leader Steve McKinnon is set to outline the Liberal government's fall priorities this morning, and budget issues will likely be a key topic. Mark Carney has signaled the fall budget's deficit will be bigger than last year's, partly because of U.S. tariffs and the government's response. We are getting an updated look at some of the busiest photo radar cameras in the city. Drivers have been handed a total of $20 million in fines from photo radar cameras between January and August of this year. There are 60 photo radar cameras installed across Ottawa, with work underway to install 24 more this fall. From January through July, the busiest camera in the city was on King Edward between Bolton and St. Patrick's Streets. It issued nearly 23,000 tickets through the first 7 months of the year. The camera on Walkley Road was second, issuing just under 12,000 tickets. The third is the camera on Maryvale Road. It issued more than 8,700 tickets.
A historic swimming pool in England is going to the dogs.
Yeah, it's all part of one of the UK's biggest canine swimming events.
Dogs are able to join their owners at the open-air pool for a fun paddle with people and other pooches. Oh my goodness, just look at those wagging tails. Some of the happiest dogs on the planet. They're like, I finally get to go in and swim with you?
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Oh, they're like, I must have done something great.
But now every single time that they go to that pool, they're going to think that we can just
go in, right?
Hold them back, hold them back. So I'm wondering about today, Melissa, as far as the weather is concerned. Can we be jumping in any pools?
You know what?
Later?
If your pool is still open, it is definitely pool weather later on this afternoon, as we're going to see sunshine today, warm conditions into the day ahead. And guess what? If you can't get outside today, don't worry. We have lots of sunshine and above seasonal temps throughout the week ahead. Still sitting at 11 degrees here this morning. We're seeing those north winds coming in around 11 kilometers an hour, so not windy at all outside this hour. Temperature similar across the region. It's 12 in Kingston, still 6 degrees in Brockville, also slightly cooler out there, 11 in Cornwall to start off your day. Nice and sunny and bright. So we're seeing very clear conditions out there this morning, and we'll continue to see clear conditions throughout the day ahead. So your regional highs for today, 24 for us here in Ottawa, 25 in Trenton, Kingston, and pretty much throughout the region, mid-20s throughout your daytime highs into your afternoon. 23 is the high in Petawawa, 25 for Gatineau. So in your recess forecast for kids looking to get out for recess today, it's going to be a beautiful day for it. Sunshine this morning, temperatures into the high teens for your morning recess. Then later on this afternoon, as you head out later on today, 24 is your daytime high, but still lots of sunshine into your day ahead. Over the next couple of days, here's what you can expect in your 5-day forecast. Temperatures above seasonal throughout the entire week will almost reach the 30s as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, with temps into the high 20s. You can see all that sunshine. The only day we could see a few scattered showers is on Thursday.
Melissa, just making us so happy with the forecast continuing to the mid-20s this week. A beautiful week ahead. Taking a peek at your roads at this hour, we are at 7:35, starting to see a little bit of congestion on the roads, but what we do have is that beautiful sunshine poking through, but it is your Monday morning commute. Maybe we're running a little bit late today, so just take your time. Starting to see a little bit of slowdown. Melissa, we'll send things back over to you.
Well, MPs are returning to Ottawa this morning as the fall session of Parliament resumes. There is a long agenda, a tariff war with Trump administration, and a list of major projects designated to make Canada less reliant on the U.S. Joining me this morning is CTV's chief political correspondent, Vashi Capello, who's in studio to talk about this. Okay, how different do you think things will look this year as Parliament resumes?
Well, I'm hesitant to proclaim anything at this point, but I think just by its nature, very different. The last long sitting that we sat through was Justin Trudeau versus Pierre Poilievre at the very end of the most dramatic end to that prime ministerial kind of time in office. And there was no legislation being passed or debated at the time. There was kind of gridlock in the House of Commons. There was a brief sitting before the summer, but no Pierre Poilievre, right? He had to win back his seat in that by-election in Alberta. And now they will face off against each other. So Mr. Poilievre versus Mr. Carney. This is the first time politically we're going to see that dynamic. So I'm very curious from that perspective. From a policy perspective, the government is promising, and we had the House Leader for the Government on our program over the weekend, promising so much legislation. They say it's going to be very busy, again, in stark contrast to the last few times we've been in the House of Commons. So those are the two things I'm really watching for, and I think will inform the dynamic of this sitting.
Okay, and how do you think the Trump administration will kind of factor into all of this?
Well, it's funny because we've kind of become actually able to think about other things, which is a testament to how accustomed I think Canadians and politicians have become to the ups and downs of Trump. That said, there could be really high ups or really low lows that could definitely change the trajectory of what is happening. If you think back to November of last year or January or April when all the tariffs started coming, I mean, that was the story. That can happen again if, for example, increased tariffs come or some sort of agreement on the sectors that are hardest hit actually is arrived at. So it will, I think it'll really be defined by events, not really the status quo, which we've become accustomed to with Trump, kind of this. We're able now to focus on domestic issues. That, however, could change.
Okay, let's talk about some of the policies that you think the government will kind of have in place this session.
Well, you mentioned it in the introduction, Melissa. First and foremost is what they've announced as far as getting big stuff built, right? They put together this list last week, 5 projects, including like a massive LNG expansion. All 5 of those projects are kind of close to the finish line already. So they did that to mitigate the political risk, send a signal to the investment community that they are willing to get behind some stuff. But then it gets harder, right? They've promised, the Prime Minister has promised an additional tranche of major projects before the Grey Cup in mid-November. Those ones are going to be more politically risky, harder to get across the finish line, and I think, you know, perhaps lead to more debate. Will a pipeline, for example, be among those? So there will be more, I think, risk in that for the government moving forward. They announced a new housing policy yesterday. The last government had a lot of stuff, a lot of policy on housing. We know housing starts are flat right now. So I think accountability will be a big factor where that is concerned. And then they have also promised this budget, which is going to be huge, right? Austerity and investment. I would love for my own budget to be able to do both things at the same time. I don't know how they're going to do it right now on the face of it. Before I get any details, the math doesn't appear to add up. But that is going to be a signature kind of point of this sitting. I actually heard on Friday that even though the finance minister has said it's coming in October, behind the scenes, things are proving to be so difficult, it could be pushed out to the first week of November.
Okay, well, we'll have to wait and see. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
That's Chief Political Correspondent Vashi Capellos. And of course, you can listen to Vashi daily on the Vashi Capello Show on the iHeartRadio Talk Network. And you can also watch her on CTV's Power Play and Question Period.
Well, your morning Ottawa just got a whole lot richer. We are giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand, maybe a dream vacation, some home renos, pay off some of those bills. Possibilities are truly endless. Today's code word, money. How fitting is that? Head to the contest page on ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code that you see on the screen. Enter the code word money along with all your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. Make sure to watch us tomorrow as well for a brand new code word. You got to watch us all week long. Good luck to everybody that's entering on. Well, still ahead on Your Morning Ottawa, we shine the spotlight on Ottawa neighborhoods. Find out which location we visited and what makes it so special. We are at 740 and it is beautiful this morning. Our coffee cam is live from Beyond Café in Orléans. We are having really a good time on our brand new Your Morning Ottawa show. Look at that, enjoying some coffee on us this morning. If you guys head there, again, we are going to Beyond Café in Orléans. Coffee is on us. You still have some time. 7:40, the sun is starting to poke out. We are so happy that you can join us. We'll be right back.
Exciting morning. We are going to be out all week exploring different neighborhoods in the city.
Yeah, as we can't wait to really show you all the places that we've been and that we've found over for the many long years we've been here.
That's right, and the neighborhood I chose will have you traveling back in time with a trip to the Cumberland Heritage Museum to learn more about the unique historic site. It's one of my absolute favorite places to bring our kids. Take a look. We have gone back in time here this morning as we visit one of my favorite places in the city. Welcome to the East End. We are at the Cumberland Museum, a little hidden gem, as I love to call it. Welcome, Jennifer May, back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to be here. This is one of my favorite places to come, especially with my kids. Give us the details about the Cumberland Museum.
Sure. So the Cumberland Heritage Village Museum is an entire recreated 1920s and 30s village. So it's a living history museum, which means we have villagers on site who are living life as rural Eastern Ontario residents in that time period. People can come and immerse themselves in the history and really get a feel for what it was like to live in that time.
Tell us about all the little things that people can see and do here.
Sure. So one of the highlights of the site are our tradespeople. So we have a blacksmith on site, we have carpenters, we have people doing leather work, we have people demonstrating baking in our historic kitchens. So they can come and see what people would have been doing day to day. We have farmers who are farming in the fields and keeping our gardens up and running, and lots of animals, which is of course a lot of people's favorites.
Yes, absolutely. And so many things to do. Everything, all the little workshops are very interactive and great for kids to learn a little bit about history.
Yeah, we try to keep it as hands-on as possible so people get to touch things and actually try out some of the experiences at the museum.
Okay, so you mentioned one of my favorite spots. Of course, we got to go visit the animals before we left. It wouldn't be a tour of the Cumberland Museum without visiting the animals. Here, little piggy. Oh, look it. Hello. Hello. We have changed my footwear because we are in the pig pen. Jennifer, tell me about these little guys right
Sure. So these two little piglets are about 10 weeks old, and they are Tamworth pigs, which is one of the heritage breeds here at the museum. And our partners, the Heritage Livestock Club of Eastern Ontario, are working to preserve breeds like the Tamworth pigs.
I love it. And so many other animals that you could visit here. Of course, we met the geese and other friendly animals as well.
We have Dexter cattle, we have draft horses, we have ducks. There's all kinds of things to come and see at the museum.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for having us here today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Bye, little piggies. Okay, when they are like, we have little baby pigs. Do you want to go meet them? I'm like, please?
Yes.
And I got to go in the pig pen.
And that wasn't a sound up. That was a beautiful snort that we heard right as they introduced it. It was like it was perfectly timed.
They knew it was their cue. Absolutely.
I love how high your voice goes when you like something. You're like, oh my gosh, look at that.
It's my mom voice, right? My mommy voice. When something I love, I'm like, I go high pitch. Yeah, exactly.
It's so much fun. The kids would love that.
They love it there. And one of my favorite places is the kitchen. It just reminds me so much of my grandmother's kitchen. She lived on a farm, and she was just always in her kitchen making us beautiful, wonderful, delicious meals. And they were baking apple cake when I was there, and it just smelled so great. And I actually went and sat out on the porch, on the veranda, on the rocking chair, and I just smelt the apples in the air and sat there and just just reminiscing of my childhood. It was so great.
How peaceful would have that been?
Oh, it's a beautiful spot.
And that's in Cumberland.
Yes,
that is
the
so
Cumberland
much fun.
Heritage Museum.
So much fun. And we cannot wait to show you the other neighborhoods we explored throughout the next couple of weeks. So much more to come. Coming up a little later this morning, resetting our finances for the fall. The small change you can make to your finances right now that will set you up for success later. Our expert is standing by right now in your morning Lazy Boy Lounge. We'll get those tips in just a few moments. We'll be right back. This morning, we are taking your questions on your comments on this question. What do you love most about your neighborhood?
Yeah, and I feel like this is an easy one to talk about. Here's some more of what you guys were saying this morning. Let's take a peek at what Debbie says. Been living in Hintonburg for 10 years and love my hood, mostly because it is such a helpful and caring community. Everything you need is within walking distance, and many wonderful shops with unique items and a range of restaurants to suit any palate. And that's what's so great about those areas. The car, what's a car? You can walk everywhere, the community's vibrant, everything that you need is within that 10 minutes.
Richard says, we have a nice city park with different activities all year. Thank you for the City of Ottawa for nice maintenance. We enjoy Roy Park in Orléans. All right, we are going to be hearing from you later in the show, and the question is, what do you love about your neighborhood? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And here are your milestone celebrations. And today we are starting with Charlotte, who turned 7 years old on Sunday. Happy birthday wishes from your mommy, Mackenzie, Papa, Nana, Uncle Chris, and Maximus. We have a happy 4th birthday to Wyatt. Love from your grandma and grandpa, mom, dad, your brother Hudson, Auntie Meg, Uncle Ty, Liam, and the dogs. Welcome to the double digits. It's a 10th birthday wish to Tessa. Love from your mommy, daddy, big brother Reed, big sister Grace, and we can't forget the fur puppies. Happy 7th birthday to Mila. Love from your mommy, Mikey, little sister Dahlia, Amma, Ricky, Nana, and of course all your aunties, uncles, and cousins. We do have some birthdays for today on this Monday, September 15th. Allie and Campbell is turning 4 today. Happy birthday wishes from your grandparents and Radar. We also have a 5th birthday wish to Maverick. This is with lots of love from your mommy, daddy, sisters, Ama and Ricky, your aunts, uncles, and all of your cousins. And of course, if you have a milestone, please celebrate it with us. Send your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old and under. And for those turning 100 years old and more, we also do wedding anniversaries for those celebrating 50 years or more. All you have to do is email us your Morning Ottawa milestones at ctv.ca, and we'll be sure to get your announcement on the air.
Coming up in the next hour, a local grade 12 student has raised a whopping $16,000 for a local community kitchen in Sandy Hill. We dive into the hottest home decor trends for 2025, and there's a new court in town. We introduce you to a racket sport that combines the elements of tennis and squash. Here's a look at our coffee cam at Beyond Café. Get it while it's hot. Free coffee on us. Oh, man, I wonder what he's making there. A little cappuccino? I don't know. A little coffee? We'll have to see there. You're watching us here on Your Morning Ottawa, and there's a look at our sky cam. What a beautiful shot. Gorgeous day. We'll be right back.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the hourly code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Good morning. Coming up on 8 o'clock, and welcome. I'm Rosey Edeh.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Welcome to Your Morning Ottawa.
Yeah, fresh new look, but the same great local content that you know and love. I know it's a little bit different, but it's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of good things prepared for you on the show.
Absolutely, and we are giving you a jolt to get your day started. We have our coffee cam out live from Beyond Café in Orléans all this week. We'll be visiting local coffee shops to help celebrate of Your Morning Ottawa.
All right, let's get to your local news right now. An update to a story we brought you at the top of the hour. The principal of St. Mark in Manotick says a person is in custody after threats were made against the school. Community police officers will be at the school this morning. The Ottawa Police Service has confirmed that a person of interest is now in custody and that they do not believe there is a risk to students or staff. School will be open as usual. As an added precaution, officers from the community school engagement team will be on site tomorrow morning to provide additional support and reassurance.
The federal government has announced that it will inject $13 billion into new affordable housing projects. Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled the plan and launched the Build Canada Homes Agency in Ottawa on Sunday. The new federal agency will oversee every aspect of building affordable housing. That means financing, land access, and development will all be under one banner. The funds have been pledged to build and repurpose existing properties into affordable housing with the goal of finding more efficient ways to scale up development and lower the cost of construction.
Minister of Housing and I are proud to launch Build Canada Homes, a new federal entity that will supercharge housing construction across Canada. To reduce the cost of construction, Build Canada Homes will maximize the use of public lands.
The plan to use public land includes building 4,000 factory-built homes in 6 cities on federally owned sites.
MPs are returning to the House of Commons today. This will be the first time Prime Minister Mark Carney squares off against Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre in the House.
I think ultimately the impact is going to be to see this interaction between Carney and Poilievre. We haven't really seen that before. We've seen it in the debates, but not in Parliament. And I think the Conservatives are going to use this opportunity to really showcase Pierre Poilievre as the leader.
Poilievre is returning after winning a seat in an Alberta by-election last month. He wasn't in the House when it sat in June because he didn't win his Ottawa area seat in the April election. Government House Leader Stephen McKinnon is set to outline the Liberal government's fall priorities this morning, and budget issues will likely be a key topic. Mark Carney has signaled the fall budget's deficit will be bigger than last year's, partly because of U.S. tariffs and the government's response. We are getting an updated look at some of the busiest photo radar cameras in the city. Drivers have been handed a total of $20 million in fines from photo radar cameras between January and August of this year. There are 60 photo radar cameras installed across Ottawa, with work underway to install 24 more this fall. From January through July, the busiest camera in the city was on King Edward between Bolton and St. Patrick Streets. It issued nearly 23,000 tickets through the first 7 months of the year. The camera on Walkley Road was second, issuing just under 12,000 tickets. The third is the camera on Maryvale Road. It issued more than 8,700 tickets.
The National Capital Commission is extending the swimming season at River House until the end of September.
The NCC says the swimming area will be open for unsupervised swimming on weekends from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the rest of the month.
Yeah, and if you're interested to swim, the NCC says the cafe and bistro at River House will be open every day from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. until October 31st. And I mean, a little swim, a little coffee. That's what we look for.
Sounds pretty good. Maybe just not early in the morning.
Yeah,
right, Melissa?
We have some great swimming conditions, especially later on this afternoon. Most of us are going to need a place to cool off because we are going to see that sunshine and very warm weather on the way. Still sitting at 11 degrees, seeing those very light winds coming in out of the north today. Similar temps throughout the region, double digits for Cornwall and Montreal, sitting at 13 and 12, 10 in Trenton, still single digits in Brockville, but they are slowly warming up. For us here in Ottawa, lots of sunshine this morning into the afternoon. Temps will hover around 24 degrees for our daytime high today, then hover around 18 throughout your evening hours. Nice clear skies into the evening. So overall, we have a gorgeous day ahead and lots more of that weather on the way. Take a look at your 5-day forecast. I mean, it doesn't get better than this for mid-September. 25 for tomorrow, 28 on Wednesday, almost climbing into the 30s for Wednesday, Thursday with those high 20s. We could see some scattered showers on Thursday, just a 30% chance, but don't worry, the sunshine is back for Friday and in through the weekend. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time-saver traffic. Eastbound 417 seeing lots of buildup starting on the 416 split until Bronson. We're also seeing some buildup heading westbound on the Queensway between Walkley and Parkdale. The 174 also seeing congestion between 10th line all the way to the 417.
Well, turning to your Money Monday this morning, small financial tweaks now can make the holidays far less stressful and the year ahead. More secure life and health insurance advisor Joanne Kudakevich is here to help us guide through the next few months. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Will.
It's so great to have you here because, you know, it's so hard to think about. Summer's starting to come to an end. I'm a big Halloween guy, but then you start thinking about the holidays, so to have these tips now is so wonderful.
It's huge. And September, it's, you know, we're back into our routine, so there's no better time to really talk about our finances and kind of realign our goals for the end of the year.
I love that. So we got 4 tips for you. First one, tax and year-end planning.
Yes, so 2 major areas, RSPs. Contributions aren't needed until March, but we can make them now, so we're not scrambling at the end of the year. So that's huge. My favorite, though, is charitable giving. You know, we know that many people want to make an impact, especially in their communities. There's no better way to make that impact and make that charitable contribution and get the tax savings. But we need to make sure that they're done before the end of the year. So December 31st, the donations have to be in.
Right, okay, so if you're thinking about doing that within the future, maybe start getting on that now before that date, because it is so great when, you know, we have community builders that are having those charitable donations, but we want to make sure that we do it right.
Get them in, yes.
All right, number 2, insurance review.
Love this one. Insurance is your family's safety net. So it's really good, especially in September, to review what happened this year, right? Maybe you purchased a new house, maybe you welcomed a baby. All of these things would signal that maybe you need new insurance. So we're thinking life insurance, disability insurance, or critical illness may be impacted by life's changes.
And I think that's great because sometimes I feel like we can overlook that. We're just like, oh, I just have it. But to review your policies and make sure it's fitting your maybe new life is really important.
Exactly.
All right, something that I'm a little bit far away from at this point, but retirement confidence.
So I will say, you can start anytime, right? Whether you're 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 years away, it's a good idea to think about it. But many Canadians are worried about their retirement, right? They're worried about outliving their savings. And so it's good to start thinking about it and talking about it. But I would say one thing here, it's not just about retirement savings. Think of retirement income in buckets, right? We have old age security, CPP, registered investments. You might draw in those buckets of money at different times. So having a retirement income plan is also very, very important.
And I love that you said it's never too early, because I've seen scaled models where if you start thinking about this, even if you start to talk about this with your kids at 15, 16, putting a little bit away, the amount that once you reach that 50, 60, like I was blown away with what you can save up for your late future.
Absolutely, and you feel better about it.
Yeah,
right?
not as stressful, which is the whole point of today's topic.
Exactly.
All right, finally for us, fall refresh, and of course, you know, a little early, but we got to start thinking about it, the holiday prep.
That's right. Well, summer spending can throw us off track, right? Especially if you've had a really great summer. So no better time than to look now. And we don't want to hit January with a hangover debt. So look at how much went in, how much came out, right? Where did we spend money, and what can we do now to get ready for holiday spending?
I think it's so wonderful. It's never too early to start thinking about retirement or fall or holiday prep, especially this time of year. Joanne, we really appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you for having me, Will.
Of course. Melissa, we will send things over to you.
And we are heading back to our coffee cam this morning. Joining me now from Beyond Café is Hasti Meshki. She is the owner of Beyond Café. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melissa. How are you doing?
I'm so good. It's so great to see you again. Okay, just tell us how things are going there this morning. It sounds lively. It sounds bright. It sounds like there's so many people joining you.
Yes, people are pulling up just now. A lot of them actually have told me that they watched the live segment and now here to be for the real thing.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so for people who aren't familiar with your cafe, can you kind of give us the details? Because I've been there. It is so quaint, it is so cozy, and it is just stunning inside.
Yes, for sure. So if you haven't been here yet, first of all, you should definitely come here. And second of all, once you step in, we'll give you a menu. We'll seat you down. And whenever you're ready to order, you'll meet us at the counter is when we take your order and we'll bring it to your table. So it's like a half service, half table service, and half for you coming up to us. And we'll be having our food here available until 1 hour before closing, our drinks available until the closing time as well, and our pastries as well. And we offer tons of dietary friendly foods and pastries such as gluten-free, vegan as well.
Oh my goodness, absolutely amazing. Well, I might have to stop by my way home. Thank you, Hasti, for joining us today.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.
Hasti Meshki is the co-owner of Beyond Café in Orléans. Lots more to come here on CTV Morning Live, on Your Morning Ottawa, pardon me. We are heading back over to our Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. A local grade 12 student has raised a whopping $16,000 for a local community kitchen in Sandy Hill, and will be joining us next to tell us about how he ran from Ottawa, get this, all the way to Prince Edward Island, raising thousands of dollars in the process. We'll catch up with him after the break. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam this morning. Right now, temperature sitting at 11 degrees at 8:10.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the hourly code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Well, earlier this year, we introduced you to a teen who was running from Ottawa, get this, all the way to Prince Edward Island, raising money for a local kitchen here in Ottawa. And we're so lucky because Louis Jake is back, and he is joining us this morning along with Kathleen Schrader from St. Joe's. Good morning to you both.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Okay, I remember when you were in here a few months ago, and I said, when you're done this, you have to come back and tell us how it went. And now, here we are. Tell us how it went, running from here all the way to Prince Edward Island.
Well,
That's a journey.
Yeah. It went really great. Near the end, it was very difficult, but in the end, we got it done. It was really a we thing. I mean, my parents, they did a lot of driving.
Yeah, a lot of heavy lifting.
And then the supper table, they did a lot of like media, and then they set up the fundraiser.
Okay.
And then all together, it was a big team effort, and all together, I'm very, very happy we're all able to get it done.
So you were raising money for St. Joe's Supper Table because you actually volunteer there. Tell us how much you have raised.
So we have raised $15,000, about almost $16,000 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. And Kathleen, tell us what this means to you to have a donation of this amount from a local team.
It really shows the importance of volunteer-led fundraising because it gets them way more involved. Yeah. And then on our end, it means that we have the ability to purchase more food items for the food bank as well as the soup kitchen. It just gives us a lot more freedom to do certain programs. And
can you give us the details a little bit about St. Joe's for those who may not be familiar with it?
So St. Joe's Supper Table, we were originally founded in 1978. We're in downtown Ottawa, so we're right across from the University of Ottawa. We run a meal program, so we have sandwiches in the morning along with coffee, and then in the evening we do an indoor sit-down meal for clients as well as to-go options for clients. And then we are the community food bank for Sandy Hill.
Amazing. And you volunteer there, so
Yes.
you see firsthand how donations are really needed.
Yeah, well, I was really, honestly, one of the things that inspired me to do this is, you know, Kathleen and all the other staff that work there. I think Kathleen really, she gives a lot to the supper table. She's very, very committed, and it just made me think, you know, what can I do? What can be my contribution? And yeah, you really do see the people there, the numbers, they just go up, they go up, they go up, and it made me think, you know, what can I do to contribute? What can I do?
And what do you think it means to you to have, you know, teens like Louis contributing so much, not just raising money, but volunteering as well?
I think it's great. People always say there isn't that much interest in volunteering, but come to the supper table, you see we are primarily volunteer run. There's only 2 staff members.
Wow.
So we rely a lot on volunteers coming to help out, either to help prep the meals, to serve the meals, or to help in the food bank as well.
Amazing. And we do have some photos that we want to show you. Okay, tell us where this was. Is this your final spot? Is this when you arrived?
I finished right in Charlottetown, but that was triumphantly in PEI.
Okay.
I was really happy to get there. That is in Charlottetown right there.
Okay.
That's where we finished.
This was the grand finale?
That's Fredericton.
Okay, taking photos along the way.
That's just with a potato. My mom really wanted to get that photo.
That must be PEI. Was that PEI, the potato?
It was actually Fredericton, and that was a moose sign, and my mom found that really funny. I also
Moose crossing.
Yeah. And then that's County Pumpkin Farm. My mom.
Oh my goodness.
And then that's me, my family.
Okay, is that your crew who was with you?
Well, it was really my dad and my mom.
Okay.
And then we met up with my grandparents and my little sister.
Oh my goodness, so it was really a family affair, and you ran and they kind of drove along you, right? To make sure you were safe and taken care of.
Yeah. So my dad and my mom would switch out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was definitely a lot for them, and it was a lot for our entire family, and I'm just thrilled that, like, you know, they agreed to do that.
Yeah.
It's quite an undertaking.
Well, I think they must have been impressed with you wanting to do that in the first place. So thank you both so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate it. And congratulations to you on this successful journey.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Absolutely. Anytime. Will.
Well, your morning just got a whole lot richer. We are giving away, for this, a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do right now with that little extra $20,000 in your pocket. Maybe a dream vacation, some home renovations, maybe that bathroom needs to get updated, or just pay off all the bills and keep some for the future. You can do whatever you'd like. Today's code word is a perfect one: money. Head to the contest page at ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code that you see on your screen right there to the right and enter the code word money for your chance to win on CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. Make sure to watch us tomorrow as well for a brand new code word. Good luck to everybody. Here's a live look through our George Street Skycam, and beautiful, the sun is shining. We are at 8:19 and expected to get above 20 degrees this afternoon. Woo! What a beautiful Monday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, as the leaves change, so should our living spaces. Today, we are diving into the hottest home decor trends for fall 2025. I can't believe we're already there. Right. Leanne Lacroix from Leanne Lacroix & Associates is here to inspire us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, and congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yes, full circle moment coming back home, which is so great. But then it's also so great you're here because I have just purchased a new home, which I move into soon.
That's great.
And you decorate it appropriately.
Yes, you do. And for fall, it's all about making it cozy, warm, inviting. So, you know, you're going to see a lot of rich, deep nature tones. So it's terracotta, it's clay, it's you know, those plummy, smoky colors. So it's really about bringing those outdoor colors in, just like you see in the leaves, bringing them in and adding them to your elements already that you have.
And I feel like fall is so perfect because it's just so cozy, right?
Yes.
And if you decorate appropriately, you can get that feel from the outside into the inside of your home.
And it's so easy because when you add texture to a space, texture is key. People talk a lot about texture, how do you do it, how do you layer, but it really is when you're bringing those elements into your space, that is, you know, by, you know, maybe you're bringing in some natural elements like stone and wood, and then you're bringing in other materials like linens and other textures like tweeds, and you just keep them layered. You add, you know, your colors of your deep, warm, rich tones, woods. So when you're adding those layers, it is about mixing, not matching. So people get into like, I want a matchy-matchy. It's not. You're going to see out in the stores and on the television shows, you're going to see maybe a pattern wool carpet with a boucle chair and a wooden base accent table with stone. And that's where you're really not matching at all. It's really this interest of texture. So don't be afraid to mix. That's where your personality is going to come in, because the fall this year is really about being bold and having personality.
Yeah, I mean, look at that perfect example that you have right there. And like, I'm someone, that's fine. I change like mine, even just set up in my living room, look around like every month. I get bored.
Yes.
And I want to change it up.
That's fabulous.
But you know what? You have some great points here and some wonderful decor. Top of mind, especially recently, has been sustainability.
Yes.
How can you incorporate that concept with the ideas that you brought us with today?
Well, you know, the biggest shift right now is it's buying less altogether. You just buy less. I mean, it's just getting better pieces. So that's why thrifting is so important. That's why it's so popular, because you're finding these unique pieces. So, you know, you're finding more eco-friendly fabrics. You're finding more recycled materials that you're going to use. So think about your home. So you saw the brass bed. Well, that was a brass bed, but it was painted flat black.
Right.
So you're taking pieces and you're reimagining them that you have in your home. That's where you want to upcycle, reuse what you have. If you have a cabinet in your hall, just say, you know, you're using it for storage. It's boring. I want to get rid of it. Think about maybe painting it one of these beautiful, rich greens or ochre colors. Just reinvent what you have and don't throw it out. Give it another life. I'm all about that. Try to give the pieces you have another life, whether you're reupholstering it, painting it, reimagining it. I mean, taking, you know, these are covers from the summer. You know, a tip that I have that I've been saying for years is stop buying cushions that don't have zippers.
Yes.
Okay. So you can change these out very easily. Put them in a closet, in a bag, put them away, and then you can just add. You can bring fall in. So simple. Add a bouquet cover with a zipper on the original pillow that you had for summer, switch it out, put some velvet in, put some nice textures, wood, and right there, branches, bring some branches in, and you will have the feel of fall. It's so simple. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Even with the paint choices that we have right now, people are like, oh, I can't paint my room that color. Well, don't. Throw in a pillow, throw in a throw. You know, add a little accent chair that might have those colors, and the mood will shift instantly.
Yeah, it really does. And I'm glad, because I have these covers now. And again, so I'm like, if you're saying this is a good idea, I feel good about it. And not everything has to be functional. Some can just be for aesthetics, unless you would like to install a brand new line. Leanne, this is so great, because it's that time of year. Start getting in the mood. We really appreciate your time this morning with all these fall trends.
Have fun. Just have fun. You're welcome.
Leanne is, Rosey, actually, we're going to send things over to you. I don't know who Leanne is.
Your Morning Ottawa has your chance to win big with the Ottawa Fall Home Show. Are you ready to tackle your to-do list? For all your home projects, find the help you need to get it done. October 2nd to the 5th at the EY Center, and we want you there. Enter for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to the Ottawa Fall Home Show. Plus, one lucky viewer will win the grand prize. The package, you ask? It includes a $2,500 gift card, 4 tickets to the Ottawa Fall Home Show, VIP seats, and a VIP meet and greet with Brian Baumler. Head over to ctvottawa.ca and enter right now. Good luck. Welcome. Good morning. I'm Rosey Edeh.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
An update to a story we brought you at the top of the hour. The principal of St. Mark in Manotick says a person is in custody after threats made against the school. Community police officers will be at the school this morning. The Ottawa Police Service has confirmed that a person of interest is now in custody and that they do not believe there is a risk to students or staff. School will be open as usual. As an added precaution, officers from the community school engagement team will be on site tomorrow morning to provide additional support and reassurance.
The federal government has announced that it will inject $13 billion into new affordable housing projects. Prime Minister Mark Carney unveiled the plan and launched the Build Canada Homes Agency in Ottawa Sunday. The new federal agency will oversee every aspect of building affordable housing. That means financing, land access, and development will all be under one banner. The funds have been pledged to build and repurpose existing properties into affordable housing with the goal of finding more efficient ways to scale up development and lower the cost of construction.
Minister of Housing and I are proud to launch Build Canada Homes, a new federal entity that will supercharge housing construction across Canada. To reduce the cost of construction, Build Canada Homes will maximize the use of public lands.
The plan to use public land includes building 4,000 factory-built homes in 6 cities on federally owned sites. Longtime Canadian journalist and CTV News Channel anchor Beverly Thomson has passed away after a long battle with cancer.
Here are Beverly Thomson and Seamus O'Regan.
They tell me they can actually teach me how to be a helmsman, but now looking at these submarines close up, I'm not sure that that's such a good idea.
Thompson was a longtime host of Canada AM. She guided Canadians for more than 3 decades through some very historic moments. She interviewed former prime ministers, including Jean Chrétien, and some historic figures like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump before he entered politics. Last year, Thompson was presented with the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Radio, Television, Digital News Association of Canada as the organization cited her accomplishments and impactful career. Beverly Thomson was 61 years old.
MPs are returning to the House of Commons today. This will be the first time Prime Minister Mark Carney squares off against Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre in the House.
I think ultimately the impact is going to be to see this interaction between Carney and Poilievre. We haven't really seen that before. We've seen it in the debates, but not in Parliament. And I think the Conservatives are going to use this opportunity to really showcase Pierre Poilievre as the leader.
Poilievre is returning after winning a seat in an Alberta by-election last month. He wasn't in the House when it sat in June because he didn't win his Ottawa area seat in the April election. Government House Leader Stephen McKinnon is set to outline the Liberal government's fall priorities this morning, and budget issues will likely be a key topic. Mark Carney has signaled the fall budget's deficit will be bigger than last year's, partly because of U.S. tariffs and the government's response. We are getting an updated look at some of the busiest photo radar cameras in the city. Drivers have been handed a total of $20 million in fines from photo radar cameras between January and August of this year. There are 60 photo radar cameras installed across Ottawa, with work underway to install 24 more this fall. From January through July, the busiest camera in the city was on King Edward between Bolton and St. Patrick Streets. It issued nearly 23,000 tickets through the first 7 months of the year. The camera on Walkley Road was second, issuing just under 12,000 tickets. The third is the camera on Maryvale Road. It issued more than 8,700 tickets.
Bonnie Crombie has announced that she will step down as Ontario Liberal leader once a successor is chosen. She made the announcement after the party's annual general meeting, which saw a narrow vote against having a new leadership race. 57% voted no. Some party members had been calling for her to step down if she received less than 66%.
Have you ever heard of the World Breakfast Championship?
Yeah, it looks good. It's a new thing, and there's a lot of excitement in Peru as they advocate for their pork sandwich. It's in the finals after multiple rounds featuring 16 countries.
I mean, it's not meat cereal, but it's kind of close, guys. Up next is Venezuela's arepa. People in Peru are taking this very seriously, even dressing up like pigs to cheer on their pork sandwich, and I'm all for that.
It's amazing.
Get a little protein there in the morning, which is a good thing. I mean, people are adding protein to everything now, so, you know, why not have your pork sandwich? I wonder if it'll win.
Absolutely. We'll have to wait and find out.
I mean, it's got my vote.
Yes, yes. I didn't doubt that.
You're like, yeah, we know.
In your forecast today, we have a gorgeous day ahead. Today's temps 24, which is above the daytime average. Average for this time of the year is around 19.8 degrees. So you'll see we'll be surpassing that. Not quite a record, but hey, we'll take it. Of course, in your forecast into the afternoon, we will see nice warm conditions. Lots of sunshine out there right now, sitting at 12 degrees, still seeing those light winds coming out of the north. So if you're wondering what to wear today, you may need a light jacket or a light sweater still to start things off this morning, but t-shirt weather into the afternoon, which I love to see. Of course, you need a ball cap or some sunglasses as well, as our daytime high will reach 24 later on this afternoon. So still sunny and warm into your day ahead. Nice clear conditions out there across the region this morning, from the valley right through till Ottawa, and pretty warm across the region as well. Above seasonal temperatures really sitting between 23 and 25 for your daytime highs. 23 in Pembroke, and then 25 throughout most of the region. 24 for us here in Ottawa as well as in Cornwall today. 25 is also the daytime high over in Gatineau. And over the next 7 days, really, we're going to see a lot of sunshine on the way with temps way above the norm. 24, 25 for today and tomorrow. 28 on Wednesday, so almost climbing into the 30s. Close on Thursday as well. We'll reach a high of 29 degrees. We could see some scattered showers. The sun is back on Friday and through the weekend, and temperatures more seasonal-like heading into Saturday and Sunday. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and volume is looking much better. The split into downtown is looking pretty good. It's a little slower Place Saint-Laurent if you are heading westbound on the Queensway. Eastbound on the 417, it's still a little slow, Richmond in through Pinecrest, but overall we are collision free.
We're here in the Your Morning Ottawa Delorier kitchen with the one, the only Chef Blackie from Next. And he's got an incredible fall Thanksgiving feast for us today. Good morning.
Good morning, Rosey.
Good morning. The aroma, I can just close my eyes and go, oh, I feel like there's some comfort food here. It's very, very savory and rich and fun as well. What do you got for us here?
Family roast dinners. We quietly launched this back in the summer.
Okay.
And what we're doing is 2 different styles of boards. This is family style sharing. Whether you're just 2, or there's a family of 12.
I like that.
You come in and you basically, each of these boards is representing for 2 people. So this is only the best for mom.
That's for 2 people right there?
Yeah, and only the beef can do.
Only the beef can do.
Yeah, so this is all beef, right? Beef short rib, beef strip loin, and beef ribeye from PEI.
Oh.
Yeah, gorgeous
Thank you
stuff.
to the attention, the Canadian, the patriotic attention there to Canada.
Salty air, salty grass.
Hello, very nice.
Beautiful.
Tell us how it works at Next.
For this formula, I mean, come in, sit down, get yourself a cocktail going. I still have bourbon on my menu. I'm still doing old fashions. I'm only about 9 bottles left.
Okay.
So there's still action happening there. But you sit down and look, you get Yorkshire pudding, unlimited gravy. We've got some potatoes in this place, potato gratin. We've got some cabbage done with Napa cabbage with cauliflower.
Oh, that's right there.
Yeah,
I
it's just
see
little
it there.
veggies roasted, and then we have some ginger carrots over here.
Oh, the ginger carrots are lovely. Did you roast them?
Of
Yeah,
course.
of course you did.
And the only way you get a gorgeous looking Yorkshire pudding here is using beef tallow, beef fat.
Really? That is beautiful.
It's
Look,
like the change up.
I notice here, the meat right here, very, quite rare, right?
Yeah,
That's how you do it?
you know cheffies, right? We always want it medium rare, so that kind of like...
this is medium rare.
This is perfect for it, yeah.
How that just slices.
Right, just sliced like
nice
butter.
And thin there.
You get some accompaniments with this. House-made piri-piri, so like a little onion relish, kind of Portuguese style.
Okay.
A little cilantro in there, a little spice to it. We have some mint sauce. We have some mayonnaise that is done with fresh horseradish grated. So mayo horseradish.
Tell me this, I want to get into the mind of the chef here.
Sure.
Why would you do that mayo with horseradish? Are you trying to bring out that?
You slap that on that meat and you're just not talking anymore. You're just kind of looking at your better half, giving a blinky, sipping on that bourbon.
You just get taken in with that flavor. You just submit and just Just so flavorful. I love that. What about the gravy here?
Unlimited gravy, so we'll bring one of these to the table. Super old school.
Yeah.
Took me an hour to find these online, but I found them. I love that, right?
Very Downton Abbey-esque, you know,
Right?
like, you know, the movie's
Well, it's
out,
funny you
so
say
why
that.
not?
Our inspiration for my wife and I comes from our trip to London last year.
Really?
And we did,
Yeah.
and roast dinners
I'm
are
getting that
huge
vibe.
over there.
Mhm.
So we tried so many different versions of it. This is our perfection.
This is so
So,
beautiful.
some tongies on there for you.
There you go. Okay.
This one over here is only the best for moms, and it's a roasted pork loin, lamb shoulder, and beef strip loin. So whether you want to go this route or all beef, the only difference is $10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really not much difference, but it really does represent some of the great food memories that my wife and I have. That's kind of the center of what Next is all about, what we love, what we like to showcase. You know, I can't help but wanting to share with everybody and your viewers at home right now. I know the summer's been hot. It's been quite something. The grass has been a bit dodgy, but it's coming back. Thanksgiving's coming up, and we're doing a Thanksgiving at-home experience, and you got to go to nextfood.ca and check that out. $40 per person for a complete dinner.
Really?
Sent to the house.
For complete dinner sent to your house. And then you just follow the instructions, warm it up, you're good to go. Just cook it.
I've got a guy coming over on Thursday. We're making a full video.
You're going to make a full video,
Yeah,
yes.
so you can just throw me up on your TV, and I'll just walk you through. And for those out there that did global tables during the pandemic and all the other festive features, this year it's brand new. We're doing a laksa for a soup. I can't even remember all the fun stuff
got a
I
lot
put
of
in.
stuff
I'm
in
always
there,
like
right?
building
You got-
something new here. A shaved cabbage heirloom salad. We've got a drenched baguette with ginger roasted
Let me just
beetroot.
wipe my mouth here 'cause I'm
right?
salivating.
There you go. The Malaysian turkey leg confit laksa. Come on. Doesn't that sound
So
Ottawa
much
to you?
creativity into your wonderful menu. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Chef
Rosey.
Blackie, it's always such a pleasure to have you on.
Equally.
All right, there it is, your morning kitchen. Now, if you know of a great chef or restaurant you think we should feature on Your Morning Kitchen, let us know. Your Morning Ottawa at CTV.ca. Why don't we take a quick list through our Centennial Glass Skycam? Like, this is just a picture-perfect day. Isn't it just gorgeous out there? Plenty of sunshine for you. Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV. $1,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9.
Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam this morning. Nice and bright and sunny out there. Still sitting at 11 degrees with a high of 24 this afternoon. Well, it's a racket sport that combines elements of tennis and squash. It's called padel, and we are learning more about this here in the studio this morning. We have Dan and Jorge joining us. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Okay, tell us about this sport, padel, because it's quite interesting in what sports it combines.
Yeah, so padel is a mixture of tennis and squash.
Okay.
So it's a smaller tennis court, but it's surrounded by glass and cage.
Okay, so like squash, you can use the walls,
Correct.
but it's kind of on a tennis court surface.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, that's super interesting. I'm imagining it would be very fast paced.
Yes, it's very dynamic.
Yeah.
And it's predominantly played in doubles.
Okay.
So obviously you get lots of hits. It's actually 60%. The rallies are 60% longer than most other racket sports.
Okay.
So it's very dynamic, lots of movement.
So like tennis, it would have to go out of the lines. How do you kind of end a match or a rally in padel?
So one, you can miss on the court,
Okay.
on the net, sorry, or if you hit from your side straight to the glass or to the fence on the other side, you lose the point.
Okay, and where did this sport come from? Because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it originated in Mexico in 1969. And it's very popular in Europe, Spain, Italy,
Okay.
Nordic countries.
Yeah.
And now it's making its way to North America.
I love it. So there's a couple of places you could play here in the city. Can you tell us where you could join?
Yep, we're located at 1101 Politics Street, Unit 500. We have 3 indoor courts. We've been open since June 22nd, so we already have a community that is
Wow.
growing, and it's looking pretty good for
And why
us.
did you want to bring this here to the city?
Yeah, well, I mean, our company does a lot of racket sports across the city, tennis being one of them.
Okay.
And that's how we actually met Dan Alfredson.
Yeah.
And his business partner, Hans. We partnered together to bring the sport to Ottawa, and now we're really excited to continue to grow this paddle community.
So he's on board with this as well.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Super cool. Okay, tell me more about the paddle, because this is what you play with, right?
Yeah. So the racket is it's a composite of foam and carbon. It has a safety strap, obviously, because you're playing inside a glass cage, if you want to call it. So you put it on your wrist.
Safety strap.
So in case it releases off your hand, it will just don't go anywhere.
Okay.
The tennis strokes, the stroke is just like tennis. So you're just hitting the ball back and forth.
Okay.
And it's like I said, it's a very, very, very addictive sport. Once you get a hang of it, you can't stop playing.
Competitive, which I love. And tell me about the ball, because even though it looks like a tennis ball, it's a little different.
Yes, slightly smaller than a tennis ball, and it's also less pressurized. So a tennis ball has 14 psi, where the paddle is just 10 psi.
Okay, well, I'm going to call in my friend Will today, and we're going to go head-to-head. I feel like you guys team up and we'll team up, because we need Dan and Jorge to separate here. We have never played before, so we're just going to go back here a little bit and see how this goes.
You want me on this side?
You stay with Dan, because I think it's uneven if we are on the same team. Will. I think it might be a slight disadvantage.
As we have learned through these, though, you usually always beat me at some sort of athletic event.
All right, so we're going to do a mini rally here. Oh!
So ball,
we missed.
low bounce. So that way we give it
yeah.
Okay.
So you notice there's kind of like this slightly different bounce because it's not strings. It's actually very satisfying when you hit the center of the paddle.
And does it have to bounce before? Ooh,
it doesn't. You can hit it in the air.
Oh, you can hit it? Yeah. So it's a little half spike ball, half.
That's exactly it.
That's right. You don't need a lot of power in paddle.
Oh, yeah. Will's trying to give it
So we'll call that a point for us.
Okay. Woo, 1 point for us. Oh. It's hitting the lights. It's hitting the lights. But you know what? Is it allowed to hit the roof, or is it just the side
No,
wall?
if it hits the roof, it's out. It's considered out.
Yeah. Okay.
So I lost a point?
You lost a point.
We just became friends, and you're already taking points away from me.
So that would be 2 points for us.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. This is pretty addictive. This is pretty fun.
This is where you might find us for the rest of the day.
Yeah, can you tell us how people can join?
Yeah, so they can visit our website, paddelandfriends.com, or our Instagram, paddelandfriends.ca. We have an app so they can download
look at that.
to book a court, and we have programs, junior programs, teen programs, socials a lot. We have a glow night coming up on September 27th.
All right, and I'm playing in heels. Are heels mandatory on the court, of course?
You have to look good to play good.
Yes, that's it. You got to play the part.
Oh! It's still in between the legs. Chairs in play.
And they can hit the glass wall, so that's fair, right?
Yeah, use that whole side.
This is absolutely amazing. Oh my God, he's coming in hot.
You're sending them.
I'm having a good time. Woohoo! All right. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today. We'll just continue playing. Oh, did we win?
We win. That was like 4 points for us. Nicely done.
We're going to bring you guys out to play.
Nothing.
Thanks, brother. Of course. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's just keep on playing. You can redeem yourself, Will. Here's your chance. Well, thank you both for joining us today. And again, you can head to the website for more information and to join. Trust me, it's highly addictive.
Here is a look at what's coming up tomorrow, celebrating women in business at the Business Women of the Year Awards here in Ottawa. Plus, the Bank of Canada is expected to make its next interest rate announcement on Wednesday. We're going to tell you what to expect. And Harvest, a feast of fall, raises money for local organizations. We give you a preview in our Daily Dish. Well, that's all from us here on Your Morning Ottawa for Monday, September 15th, our very first show.
Yay! We have a cake celebrating. I think that it's really important that we give a huge shout out from the management side to our tech crew behind the scenes because so much work has gone in to getting the show to where it is today. We know it's a little bit different, but it's a nice fresh look. Still, everything that you love with our show. And to celebrate, we got some cake today.
And we are so excited. This is such a good refresh and a rebrand for us here on the show. We are very, very excited, and we hope that you are as well. And we have this beautiful cake to celebrate Your Morning Ottawa. Look at that.
This is wonderful. Lots to celebrate. Teamwork.
Yes.
Number one. Teamwork makes the dream work.
And you know what's wild? I remember when we rebranded the show 10 years ago, and then we rebranded it again. So I've been part of this journey for my third rebrand, which is always great. It's exciting. It's refreshed. It's modern. It's updated.
Well, that's why you should cut, because we all know that I should be nowhere near some sort of aesthetic cut. So why don't you take the reins there, Melissa?
That's a beautiful cake.
I want to cut in there. You know, I'm going to be proper and cut the corner.
Oh, man.
Officially cut the first piece of cake.
Yeah, I'll get this ready.
I wonder what kind of cake it is.
Is it vanilla or chocolate?
I heard buttercream.
It's a buttercream. That's a beautiful cake. And Melissa is very, very amazing baker. I think you could probably do something.
You do this part.
Oh, you want to do that? This is a teamwork makes the dream work here.
All right.
Look at that. Oh, it's vanilla, my favorite.
Look at that. It was like half icing.
Actually, you know what?
Kind of cake.
I would like to give this to Ziada. Could you come here, please?
Yes, Ziada.
Because Ziada has been working so hard behind the scenes, and this is her baby show. We all know that. So you are so well deserved to have the first slice.
Oh my You have to eat it on there, please.
No pressure.
All right. Tell us how it is.
Try it out.
Let's do this. Thank you for being part of our show behind the scenes for so many years.
Yeah.
You go above and beyond all the time, and thank you for making the show what it is. We wouldn't be able to do it without you.
I know. Amazing. Thank you so much,
you.
Ziada. Ziada doesn't have a mic on, but I know that she says, you're welcome.
And she
works
says,
so hard. And really, again, on behalf of everybody, because this team is just incredible, and we work so well together, and I think it went pretty well. So
I do too.
Don't forget, you can watch any of our segments again online. Just head over to our website, ctvyourmorning.ca. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to see you again tomorrow at 6 a.m. It's time to eat cake.
Yeah. Almost dropped it.